Years ago, my 15-year-old niece was treated at Rush for osteosarcoma, bone cancer in her leg. She had 18 rounds of chemotherapy and 3 surgeries. Rush was great. 10 years out and she's cancer-free and moving on with her life. At Rush, it's the kind of place the moment you walk in, it just exudes confidence and competency and kindness. I've been to a lot of other hospitals, not to diss them, but it really is a culture there. They care about you as a person. I think sometimes as a patient, you can feel like you're just in the factory going through, but it just really, it made a difference. My husband John was in the hospital, and he's a great one for walking the halls because that helps get you out of there. So as we were walking along, I said, "See?" And I just started naming the Impressionists and Post-Impressionists as we were passing, which was, Monet, Van Gogh, some artist I don't know, some other artist I don't know. Wait a second, that's mine. I didn't quite recognize the painting immediately, but I realized it was a painting I had done for my niece 10 years ago when she was in the pediatric ward. So sometimes I would come in with my watercolors and I'd say, what do you want to look at? And so I'd paint landscapes for her, and then we'd just leave them there. So the fact that someone took that painting from the pediatric ward, went over to another part of Rush, to the 7th floor, and put it in a frame was just kind of mind-boggling. When we found the painting at Rush, it just was a delightful story. And I thought, here's something I can do back for Rush, is give a nice kind of unusual story, so I wrote it up. Rush suggested that they would like to do some reproductions of some of the paintings in my circus series for the pediatric infusion waiting room. And I thought, perfect. I just have always painted, and I've been singular in my belief that this is something I was supposed to do, and fortunate in my ability to keep going. So good boy. Okay, now down. I feel like I can't stop painting the circus. I've run away with my own circus, is what I say. There are 3 children, there are 3 adults, there are 5 dogs, 1 cat, 2 horses. And I want everyone to be able to see themselves in there. Children can look around and say, count the number of balls or the number of dogs. My circus paintings are about the rehearsal and behind the scene. They're never about the performance. And so everyone's kind of doing their own thing. I hope your patients will see it as a window so that they can be somewhere else while they're waiting in a difficult place. I want it to be full of light and happiness and joy and movement and dogs, and spent a lot of times in waiting rooms worrying. So this painting isn't about worry, it's about summer and joy and fun, and maybe they can imagine themselves riding a horse or getting a dog to jump through a hoop. I'm really happy I can give something back to Rush from my professional life. This is what I can do, so